Braun Strowman, what is your bagel order?
Well, I'm German Jewish.
Oh, so there you go. It's in you.
I didn't know I wanted this. My ancestors told me I needed it.
Former WWE Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Universal Champion, and host of the brand new Everything on the Menu, which you can watch every Friday night, USA Network, Braun Strowman. I did it. First day.
First day.
Yes. Last time it took me 1,000 of them.
I'm Braun Strowman, AKA the monster among men. Look at the size of it. As a multi-time champion in the WWE, I flipped, slammed, and crushed giants in the ring. But there's one thing that's even bigger than my appetite for destruction. Are you ready? And that is my appetite for food.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm excellent. I mean, what a beautiful day we have out here. I'm not sure exactly what part of New York City we're in, but we're in a place with trees, so we're getting some nice fresh air.
Well,
the sun's out.
People tell me all the time, like, oh, you don't get nature in New York City. I'm like, look around.
Yeah,
look at
that's
nature.
pretty-
We're in Union Square Park.
Okay, Union Square Park, beautiful. If you've never been here, come see it.
I agree. But so tell me about the new show.
So, concept behind the show, I was out with a neck injury in 2023. I had to have my neck fused. I had a metal plate and 4 screws in there, so I'm even more of a superhuman now. And for me, I had this realization, well, one, I've always been blessed with physical attributes, but I realized that I have this gift inside of me that I'm pretty damn good at putting smiles on people's faces. So how can I continue to do that? So banging ideas around, and one day I went out to eat with my agent, Nick, who's pushing the fourth wall. He's on the backside of the camera. And we went to a hibachi place, and I ordered 4 entrees, and the waiter went to walk off, and then Nick had to go, no, and he was just blown away at that point. And then again, when we were out, we were talking again, and they were giving me a hard time on the phone. Kevin, my friend, who's the producer on the show as well, kind of joking around how I order 3, 4 entrees when we go out. I'm like, well, look at me, I'm a grown boy, I'm 350 pounds, I like to eat. But then I said, well, man, half the time, like, I go to these restaurants, honestly, I wish I could order everything on the menu. And it was all of a sudden, I kind of had this click. So banging our heads together, we ended up just going out on our own while I had my time away from WWE recovering from this neck injury, and we shot a pilot episode in Kewaskum, Wisconsin, at a place called the Great Outdoors Supper Club, in an ode to the great outdoors with John Candy, legend back in the day. They have a 96-ounce prime rib on the menu, so of course I had to go in caveman style, pick this up like a giant loaf of bread, take a bite out of it. Got it out to see who wanted to partner with. I've always had a great relationship with USA Network. With being a WWE superstar for the last decade, I was strewn across their programming, whether it was Raw or SmackDown, or whichever one they had at the time, the licensing. And they saw something they liked, so we did 8 episodes for season 1. We did Washington, D.C., Orlando, Tampa, New Orleans, Las Vegas, Fort Worth, Chicago, and Milwaukee. And the idea behind the show is, Every episode I go to 2 restaurants. The first restaurant is kind of the signature dish for the city. So all these restaurants were 30, 40, 50, 60 plus years old. Getting in there, hearing all the backstory of what it's taken to stay open so long, what made their iconic dish, what goes into it, the ingredients, why it's timeless, listening to their stories of their family and the generations that carried this on for so long. And then we just got about to buzz our heads off with a flying rat. Nature. And then having the realization, some of these places I went to, I'm taking a bite out of American history. These chili dogs, like Ben's Chili Bowl in Washington, D.C. has been open for 68 years. BB King in Orlando, 58 years with their roast beef sandwiches. So you have this realization, like you're having some Americana, you're eating history. And it's fun being able to share that with the fans and the viewers that are gonna be watching at home on Fridays on USA Network at 10 o'clock. And then the other restaurant I went to go to during the episode is like a hotspot, up-and-coming restaurant, big talked about it thing. And we vetted out trying to find restaurants that hadn't been featured on television programming and stuff like that. Some of them had been and some of them hadn't. And the premise behind it is, think about how many times you go out to eat. You're sitting down and all of a sudden you're waiting for you got your drinks coming, you got a nice cocktail, your dates with you, whatever's going on. You're looking around. You're like, man, what did they order? That looks good. Well, what do they get? What is that? That looks good. Now you're thumbing through the menu and you're like, everything looks so good and I can't make up my mind what I want to eat. Well, neither can I. So I order everything on the menu.
Was there a city that like most surprised you food-wise?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, all right.
So I mean, I have a farm in Wisconsin, so I'm a big scony, corn-fed Wisconsin Midwestern boy, as you can tell. I embrace my stereotypes, but I never knew how deep the culinary arts really were rooted and embedded in Wisconsin. There's a chef. Well, so the first restaurant I did for the signature dish in Milwaukee was Lakefront Brewery. They're kind of the place that put fried cheese curds on the map. You know fried cheese curds? Okay. So that, and they do all their in-house brewing. They've been there. It's a big staple in the community. They have a big German fest. Oktoberfest goes on. It's a real big fun party. Get in there, eat some awesome deep fried cheese curds, have some nice beer. But I found an absolute top 3, if not my top favorite restaurant in the world now in Milwaukee, and Loop Me in Irish. Chef Adam Siegel there, there's a James Beard award-winning chef. It's French and Italian Mediterranean-inspired cooking over open fire. He uses local source ingredients, flown-in ingredients, and it is phenomenal. From the second you walk in, you see the ambiance of the place, you smell the fire of the wood burning, and then just the friendliness of how unbelievable him and his wife are, and what they do in that restaurant, what they do in the community, and the portions. Like, it is fine dining with buffet portions.
Okay.
Like, they have a 45-ounce porterhouse on the menu. You can get a whole Dover sole. They do a whole baked chicken. And it's really fun to be able to go in there and kind of do family style as well, which works out great, because I mean, that's kind of how the show works. I'm just one family eating it all. For me, traveling the world with WWE, that was one of the cool things that I got, was to get to experience so many walks of life in the culinary arts and stuff. So one of my favorite things to do now is to take people out and get them to eat things they've never eaten before, stepping outside their box of their comfort zone. And you get to see that as well throughout the season of everything on the menu with me, because there's still stuff for me that I've never eaten. And I'm not educated in the culinary space. I just have eaten enough and been around the world that I know what I like, and I try to explain it. I kind of, it's more of a blue collar approach to it, because while I appreciate these unbelievable cooking shows with these master chefs and stuff, sometimes I have no damn clue what they're talking about. So for me, this is a learning process along the way, because I want to learn, I want to educate myself, I want to expand my mind in this culinary space, because I've really grown to love it, and I think people are going to love watching this show, and I hope I can do this for the rest of my life. So that being said, the way I describe it, man, I don't think anybody on this earth has never taken a bite of something at one point in their life and it makes you close your eyes and you're just like, So there's a lot of grunting and groaning and sweating and smiling and everything else going on while I'm devouring down these mountains of caloric intake, cleaning up everybody's menus on everything on the menu.
I look at your wrestling career, and it's kind of crazy, because to me it's like you quietly did everything.
And then some.
You did everything and some. Like, have you been able to kind of take a step back now and appreciate that in some ways? And if you close your eyes now, is there one moment that stands out more than anything else?
I mean, all my stuff that I got to do with the Wyatt family, and the untimely deaths of Wyndham and Brody and stuff like that, and holding that near and dear. I have this tattooed there on me now to remind me and stuff when I'm having a bad day, looking down and remembering that I got 2 big bearded angels looking down on me and stuff like that. And all that time was so special for me, because when I debuted on TV, I don't had 4 wrestling matches in my entire life. So they literally took me to the deep end of the pool, kicked me in the ass and said, sink or swim. And I figured out how to doggy paddle, and I figured out how to wakeboard, and then I was borderline walking on top of the water for a little bit. But no, those times with those guys, traveling the road, learning the craft, learning the art of what it is to be a professional wrestler, and then just the camaraderie and the brotherhood. That's something I do really, really miss with being away from WWE, is that the part of being in the ring, doing what I love, and then being in the locker room with the boys. A lot of the rest of the stuff that comes along with that unbelievable job it's a lot, and it's stressful, and I don't miss some of it. So yeah, having this opportunity to stop and smell the proverbial roses, that I have more time and things, and so it's neat because I'm getting to catch up with family. I have Wyndham's kids are my god babies, and then I have another goddaughter with my cousin. She's 5. And it was so cool because I got to have her on the Milwaukee episode. There's a scene where we're stretching cheese curds together, and it's just those moments like that are the things that I missed out on and forgot. While so many blessings came with being a WWE superstar, I missed out on a lot of life in the last decade with weddings and funerals and births and all this other stuff. So having an opportunity to step outside the realm and kind of go back to being a so-called civilian, as much as this is ever going to be a civilian, it's really, really neat to have the opportunity now. And then I have this unbelievable fan base from being a WWE superstar for so long, and they're great. They follow me through all my trials and tribulations of life, and they support anything. And it's so cool when I do charity work, which is one of my absolute favorite things to do now, is they come out in droves and they donate their money and they help out however they can. And that's more stuff that I'm wanting to do as well. I have a nonprofit that I'm about to launch called Share the Love, with my last name, Adam Scher. So when I was a kid, I remember having to take my helmet off to give to another kid to go in to play football. So what I'm doing is, with my nonprofit, is going to be providing sporting good equipment for rural area kids that are out in these ho-dunk towns in America that are forgotten about, because that's what I grew up in. So that's where everything is going with me in my life, and having this opportunity now to take people on this food journey that I love so much that, I'm just constantly waiting to be pinched and wake up, and this is all a dream.
I love it. Braun Strowman, what is your bagel order?
Oh man, a lot of times I like going in and seeing, but I'm a big fan of like smoked salmon and stuff like that. So like the lox, either everything bagel or a poppy seed bagel, the capers, the onions, and a good cream cheese and everything else in between. I feel like that's like the New York special, isn't it?
You went very classic. I'm impressed.
Yeah. Well, I'm German Jewish.
Oh, so there you go. It's in you.
Yeah,
Even
maybe that's why. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know.
You just knew it.
I didn't know I wanted this. My ancestors told me I needed it.
True.
Bagel's good. The seasoning's on it really nice. The
bagel's
lox
good.
is great. Capers are nice and salty, little pops in your mouth.
You get an 8.6, which puts you at the top of the board. You're number one. I think because I think you in your soul you knew. Let me just go classic. I think here's the only change I make because I want to go 10 because I think like I'm holding out 10 for someone to come.
I don't think anything's perfect.
I don't think so. But even, let's say 9.9.
Yes.
I'm waiting for someone to give me an order. I'm like, holy shit! I'd never even heard of this. This is better than anything I've ever thought of. You went very classic, but I think that scallion cream cheese.
Ooh, or jalapeno cream cheese.
Yeah, go a little funky with the cream cheese, and then that's where you can keep elevating.
So that's also why I like going in. So I'm a visual person as well. I like seeing and looking because like sometimes you see some of these smear, or they do something you don't even think about, like maybe even like a black olive smear on it might be, or a green olive.
Yes.
Or something like that, or like a cucumber mint even.
I don't think I've had that.
I haven't either. I don't know why I just thought that it would go good with this because that's what I'm saying. It's missing something. I'm like, cucumber mint would actually be nice in that because you get the pop of the salt.
People like just putting cucumbers in the bagels too.
Yeah. So I learned that in Poland when I was competing in World's Strongest Man. The first time I was over there, I had a sandwich and it had ham, butter, and cucumber on it. And I looked at it, I was like, what is this? But then I took a bite, I was like,
what is that?
You Polacks are onto something. I'm also Polish too.
Same.
I'm a little bit of everything. That's why I got so big. I'll have all the best attributes from all the walks of life except for a hairline. That's thus no one's perfect.
Well, if you want to see all the scores, head to jeremysub.com.